Good evening. Maybe I should move this up. Sorry about the bad lighting. I'll figure something out. Well, eventually I'll be out of my car. So, anyway, um, what am I going to talk about tonight? A few different things. I live in a college town, and yes, there are a lot of young, attractive people in this town, but it cracks me up the way they act. you know, sense of entitlement and the stuck-up snobbery. Like I was just at a gas station. I'm pumping gas. I'm whatever. I'm listening to music. I'm doing my thing. I'm in my zone. And I glance over, and there's a young woman inside the gas station buying cigarettes. And when she reached in her pocket, her lighter fell out and it landed on the ground. So as she's coming out the door, I said, "Excuse me, you dropped your lighter." She literally stuck her nose up and walked away. I was like, "Wow, okay, I get it. I can be a little creepy looking without my teeth, but goddamn." like, I just had to laugh because I get those kind of reactions in this town all the time. It's like, you can't smile or say hi to somebody with, they either think you want to like get married and have kids or you're going to fucking like, be a rapist or something. And it's just like, what has happened to people? And I hate to break it to you. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how attractive you are. If you have an attitude like that, no. And for any younger women watching this, I'm going to tell you right now, sure, older men are going to find you attractive. Absolutely. It's genetics. But at the same time, I can tell you right now, yeah, you might be nice to look at. The idea is kind of fun for a little while, but honestly, realistically, no. We ain't going to put up with your dumb shit. And that goes both ways. So it just cracks me up, people and their sense of entitlement and stuff. And just, I'm thinking, and the part that cracks me up is I know that person drove away and that's going to bug her for like, hopefully it doesn't. But usually, oh my God, some dude at the gas station tried to talk to me. like, wow. But that's what I mean. It's like, you're in control of your reality. You really are. You know, you don't have to be rude about your boundaries, you know, and you don't have to let little shit like that bug you. It's not bothering me. I thought it was humorous actually. I just thought I'd share, Um, so yeah. Oh, people crack me up sometimes. Um, Musica. So I recently came across this guy named Jay Howie, um, and he does what I consider an absolutely amazing cover of "All Along the Watchtower," which I guess was originally written by Bob Dylan, and then Jimi Hendrix covered it. Very good shit. It's Jayhowie. Check it out, worth it. Um, that's one of the things I talk to with the guys at the house a lot is music. You know, um, I personally don't know of any person who listens to music and doesn't get some kind of emotional reaction from it. It doesn't matter what kind, just music in general. Um, whether it be through the lyrics and their meaning or the actual song itself. Um, and this is something I've talked to them a lot about because we get a lot of guys and addicts in general, and I'm guilty of this myself. Get the fog clear, and you it's it's habitual. You go back to what you know. You go back to what you were comfortable with. Um, but if you don't break the association, if you go back to listening to all the same types of music you listened to every time you got high or drunk or whatever, that's just another way of reinforcing that behavior. Um, that's not to say you can't go back and enjoy that stuff, because you can. You just have to have a new emotional memory. That's what memory. Okay, how a memory forms, and I've talked to people about this before, about when they have difficulty trying to remember something. Um, I used to and still do. I don't practice it as often as I used to, but um, there's a particular technique to give you almost essentially a photographic memory. And it's literally you envision your mind taking a picture, but the point is, sorry about that light. Let me see if I can block it. Um, it has to have emotional context. That's what makes a memory stick. Um, so if you can change the emotional context of the music you used to listen to, yeah, by all means, you can continue to listen. If you don't change the emotional context, you know, find new meaning in those old particular songs, or a new association per se, um, you are just in another way. Some people it's very triggering, other people it's very subtle, but you're just bringing up and reinforcing these old behaviors. So I have a very wide, pretty eclectic taste in music. It ranges, I mean, literally from classical to bluegrass to trance to blues to just pure instrumental stuff. Like it. I'm often surprising people at the house when I'll like, hey, check this out, and they're like, dude, why? They're like, I never would have guessed you listen to this or whatever. Of course, being in a faith-based house, a lot of the guys go gung ho on the new fad of Christian rock or Christian rap, which I'm going to try to politically correct my opinion. And I rarely do this, but um, if somebody finds something in it, great. If somebody gets inspiration from it and healing, great. Personally, I think it's a crock of shit. That's just my opinion. You repeating cherry picked pieces of scripture does not make it godly or divine, as they would say. Now, if I can hear the passion and the soul in it, okay, it's a different story. You know, point in case, Bob Marley. Bob Marley his genre is classified as reggae. He was a Rastafarian. A lot of people don't realize that Rastafarian, just like voodoo and hoodoo, is actually a deviation of Christianity. And if you truly listen to a lot of Bob's songs, a lot of them are actually what would be considered religious music. Um, Check it out. You might be surprised. But it's amazing how music can really change your mood. You know, it can help to heal. You know, there are a few particular songs that I've listened to, obviously on more than one occasion over the last few years, that have not only inspired and empowered me, but at the same time have made me face certain hurts and wounds, um, and to sit with that pain and understand it and heal it. Um, you know, every time I've ever gone through this cycle. Um, Music has always been a big part of my healing. Um, it just depends on my mood, you know. Most often, I listen to some form of trance or EDM because it's not all depends on the DJ and the particular subgenre. Um, Usually, the lyrics are pretty simple and a little more impactful, I guess. But there's not a whole lot of it. That, and of course, I just enjoy the frequencies and the everything's frequency and energy, vibration. 11 on time. Course is I mean, for all intensive purposes, is shut down. Moved all the cups to the fairway and the rough and stuff. Top dressed the greens today. Tomorrow will probably be our last day for the week. It might be the last day of the year. I don't know yet. That being said, I don't know what my winter's looking like, but I should definitely be able to, at least a little more consistently, create content for this channel a little more succinctly and focused and targeted. It's quite a there's quite a few range of topics I want to cover. Um, I do want to create some playlists and everything, make it a little easier to navigate. Yeah, music. I've always talked through music. I wanted to be a DJ or like a radio DJ for a while. I thought about that. Actually, I did years and years ago. I mean, we're talking like 25, 30 years ago. I actually ran an internet radio station for a little while. I never really got a lot of listeners, but it was fun. I'll do that again. Hmm. So yeah, be kind even when other people don't want you to be. No point being rude to people. I mean, okay, sometimes there are those scenarios. I'm not gonna deny, but it's a universal rule, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard it and seen it, and experienced it. What you put out there is what you get back. Not always, but you do. So, once again, how a person reacts to you is a reflection of their character, not your worth or your value. I guess that's it. I don't know. I thought I had more to say, but I have been very introspective and contemplative lately. I'm kind of gearing up for hibernation mode, as I call it. Hopefully, I will actually be doing some more rocket build videos this winter too. Although I lost a lot of my stuff and a lot of my kits, like over $1,000 worth. I was not happy about that. C'est la vie. Everyone have a blessed night.